Hello.
Je sais pas si vous voulez vous asseoir ou devant. Comme ça, je parle pas tout seul. Ah, c'est gentil ça. C'est de l'entraînement.
So, hello everyone. I'm Gregory Margarin, one of the three co-founders of Bounce. So, Bounce is a startup in the tennis and paddle world, and basically we're rethinking the game one ball at a time. The story has started on a tennis court. Antoine, Maxime, and myself are all tennis players. We've been playing for more than 25 years. And every tennis or paddle game starts with the same question, which is, do you have balls? Yes, but do you have good balls? And often the answer is, yeah, I've played 2 or 3 times with these balls and they're already dead. And the outcome is just that you need to open a new can of balls. So the story has started on the court in the club of Justine Hénin in 2018, and now we're here today, a couple of years later, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about the story. First, you need to understand that players change ball for 3 reasons, and the main one is the lack of pressure. So pressure loss occurs when you hit the ball, but actually mainly when you don't play with the ball. They are made with porous rubber, so that means once they are outside a new can, they start losing pressure. So that's the first and main reason why players change balls. Then there's the lack of felt. The felt is the yellow texture around the ball. So that it's the effect of the strings against the contact of the ball that creates that lack of felt. That feeling is only happening in the tennis world because a tennis racket has strings, but a paddle racket doesn't have any string. So paddle players change balls only because there is a lack of pressure. And then of course, if you hit the ball outside of the court, then you will have to change balls. And unfortunately, all of these balls, they end up in a garbage can. We barely recycle balls, and you'll see the figures just after that. Why am I saying all of this? That's because tennis and paddle are one of the most polluting sports in the world. And actually, this is mainly due to ball overconsumption. One ball takes 2,500 years to degrade. That's 4 times more than a plastic bottle. And plastic bottles are already terrible for the environment, right? And then the second figure that is really interesting is that less than 1% of the 350 million balls that are produced every year are recycled. In Belgium and in France, we're a bit better. We're around 5 to 10%, but still there's a huge margin to evolve. I think you've understood it, but with Bounce, we want to make tennis and paddle more sustainable. And we want to do that by creating a circular economy around balls. For that, we have 3 pillars. The first one is that we want to multiply the lifetime of balls, and we've got different products that allow to do that for players and for schools. Then we want to collect these balls in a smart way. And then, of course, we want to recycle them, give them a second life, third life, fourth life. For the players, we've got the Bounce tube. It's a tube in which you can put up to 4 balls. It allows paddle players, but also tennis players, to put their balls back after the game, recreate a pressurized environment, so a new can environment, so that they will be able to play up to 3 times longer with the same balls. This product has patent technology. It's 100% made in France, also assembled in France. And what we've done is that we've created the best product in the market. We've got competitors, very few of them, mainly active in the paddle market and in Spain. And what we've done is that we've bought everything that was already existing. We found all their flows and have created the best tube in the market. For paddle clubs, tennis clubs, and schools, well, they are the main consumers of balls, right? They spend thousands and thousands of euros every year to give lessons, basically. So we've got a solution that's a Bounce Pro, and we divide a club's budget in balls by minimum 2. That's thousands of euros spent and saved every year thanks to our machine. It can hold up to 400 balls, so it's quite big, right? Very low maintenance, very easy to use. It's like 5 minutes every week. So for a club owner, it's very easy to use. And it's also 100% made in France. All of our products are made in France. So that's to multiply the lifetime of balls. Then once the balls are really dead, what are we going to do? We've created a bin only for tennis and paddle balls so that we can recycle up to 95% of the balls. We've completely digitalized the process. Today, the process was very manual, subsidized with a lot of volunteers, so not really sustainable over time. So we've completely digitalized the process. We're working with the Belgian Federation to do a pilot. We're actually doing a pilot currently, and the goal is to recycle 95% of the balls. And our whole operation is carbon neutral. Of course, it wouldn't make sense if we spend a lot of carbon doing that. What we've done already with the bounce tube, so we've industrialized our tube. We've got molds that are actually ready in Nantes, in France. We've done a Kickstarter campaign last year where we've done more than 800% of our initial objective, which is really nice. We've got more than 2,000 pre-orders, and we are going to start production in July. And we've touched more than 25 countries during that Kickstarter campaign and pre-ordering campaign. For the Bounce Pro, we've validated the market. We're present in around a dozen clubs in Belgium and in France. And now we're designing the second version of the Bounce Pro that you've seen on the slides. The idea is that we're going to industrialize the whole process. Today, it's quite craftsmanship, what we're doing. It's glass fiber, it's not scalable. So what we're doing is really trying to scale that product. And then for Bounce Circular, that's our recycling and collection program. We've got a partnership with the Federation, the Belgian Federation. We are currently industrializing our bins, also made in France. And we've got our pilot phase in progress in a dozen clubs in Belgium. What's next? Actually, we want to be the leaders in everything that is sustainable around tennis and paddle by 2025. We want to create, and we have already started creating, a range of premium products that go beyond the repressurization. So this is pure repressurization, what a horrible name that is. But we want to go beyond that. And then we want to start our internationalization beyond Europe. What's next for us? We want to grow in our key markets, which are France, the Benelux, Nordics, where they play a lot paddle, and of course Spain, where paddle is the second most popular sport. And then we're going to finish the industrialization of all of our products, and we're going to start this fundraising, and we hope to close it by beginning 2024. That was it for Bounce. Thanks a lot.
Brussels comes with a different point of view. Listen, maybe we're not the perfect city for everyone, but to those who dare our rain or shine, exploring our many paths so divine, tearing things apart so they can build anew, to those who dare to smile, make a joke, take a joke, be a joke, to those wearing the many hats, as cool as cats, the club rat, the winner, the weirdo. To those walking the no labels walk down our streets. To those who seamlessly blend in while simultaneously standing out. Reinventing where originators left en route. Embracing their fellow neighbor. Embracing the oh-la-las and the oh-no-nos. Embracing the fertile grounds to grow from the ground up. Going, flowing, showing.